Hi, and thanks for tuning in to our live radio show. Moments of Clarity with Tiffany will begin in just a few moments. Please stay tuned. Kindly take this opportunity to share this show on your platforms because change can only come when we stand together as one, especially when it comes to ending the stigma on mental health.
You are not alone, and help is out there.
Kids have mental health issues, and we also need to learn coping skills.
Let's get started and let the show begin. See you soon.
Don't put yourself down, time for a change. Believe in yourself, time to rearrange. Be your best friend, bring hope to your day. Lose your critic, get out of your way. Now it clicks, moments of clarity. Now I hear moments of clarity. Now I get it, moments of clarity. To yourself be kind, it will please your mind. Find your joy, trust in you. Put in the time, you'll see how you grow. Many kinds of love you get to define. Find self-love, your soul will alive. Now it clicks, moments of clarity. Now I hear moments of clarity. Now I get it, moments of clarity.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany. My name is Tiffany Warner. I am a licensed mental health counselor, and I'm your host. And we are waiting for Tan Talk Radio to kind of join us. But before we do, I've got America's Supermom, and I wore my sparkling shirt to match the red, white, and blue. America's Supermom, LaChelle Adkins. Thank you for being here. I'll give you a formal introduction when the radio show starts, and you'll hear Ed come in just about a minute. And usually it cuts me off mid-sentence. But hi, everyone, for being here. Everyone that's watching on replay or listening on Clubhouse or YouTube or LinkedIn Live or Twitter Live or Facebook or re-listening on Spotify podcast or any podcast that you're listening on radio. Well, not radio yet. Once Ed unmutes, LaChelle, we get to introduce America's Supermom, and I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you did it. I know that 13 of them are naturally born, but 13 children. You must have started like, it looks at you at age like 12, 13.
Oh, you are so kind. Thank you so much. I'm 51 now. Yeah.
Okay, I don't want to do the math, but still, that's a lot of years being pregnant. Like
yes, it is a lot. So true.
So I guess you know.
St. Pete Sports Connection, Saturdays from 12 to 2 on the Tan Talk family of stations.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Welcome to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany Warner, licensed mental health counselor in the state of Florida. Moments of Clarity's mission is to educate and end the stigma on mental health through the inspirational stories of our exceptional guests. You can join in the show by calling Tiffany toll-free at 866-826-1340 or on Facebook and Twitter at Mocwithtiffany. Now, here's Tiffany Werner.
Hello, and welcome to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany. My name is Tiffany Werner. I'm a licensed mental health counselor, and I'm your host. And today we're going to be talking about superpower mom, being a mom in general, and not only that, but doing everything to the best of your power with whatever life hands you. To a mom that has had 3 hospitalizations for depression and has 15 children. 15. You are hearing that right. Don't adjust your volume. It's 15. I know that 13 are naturally, and those are not the reasons that she ended up in the hospital for 13 or 3 times for depression or psychiatric mental health issues. But let's see if that had something to do with it. But before I completely introduce America's Supermom, I want to say hi to Ed at Tan Talk Radio.
Did you say 15?
3 times I did. 15.
Wow. I'm even tired.
I know.
Wow. 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 You need some kind of theme music after 15. I left 14, actually. After 14, you get a free set of steak knives and a theme song. So
I love that.
You're taking my joke. It's pretty funny. I was like, what did you get? Like a toaster? No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, 15 and I don't think she's still trying, but 15.
Oh yeah, I'm done with that.
Didn't take her long to answer that.
Yeah, I have 2. And you asked me, and before you're even done asking the question, I'm like, nope, 15. Right. So she's got at least a flag football team with people on the sidelines. Your own soccer team?
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, we do. And
let's see, 15 kids. How many kids did you get ready for school in 1 year?
Probably at least 7 or 8.
Wow.
At some point we homeschooled, so teach them, but
it's getting worse.
We're done with that. But now we I think it's just what ages do we have the kids in? We have college, secondary career. We've got elementary, middle, and high school. So it's all those different phases of education. I think it's really a challenging part to kind of navigate through.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to take thunder away from the show, so I'm sure Tiffany again. I might have a few questions.
No, you can chime in, please. There's no thunder to be taken. Oh, and what kind of dog is at the station? Like Rag's Tail? Is it a Russian Terrier?
No, it's one of those giant Bouvier somethings.
Yeah, I have a story of a puppy that
I emphasize giant.
In our house, and it's 4 weeks old and looks just like Rag's Tail. And then, so if I look tired today, we offered it's the neighbors. We ended up taking it to the pound. We didn't know where it came from. It had a limp, everything, and it looks just like the size of a medium dog, like bigger than a Cocker Spaniel. And then we were like, oh, the little guy's got to go to the pound and all stuff, because we knew an owner must have been looking for him. He was so sweet, and he knew how to sit. And then the next day, he keeps showing up at our back porch every day for a week. Hey, me again. The neighbor came over because I guess they called the breeder, then the pound. They had the chip. So they went from the breeder, then called us because we had brought him in. And he needed some help medically, so it was a good thing. But so the neighbor came over and said thank you. And they're like, we put him in a crate for training and everything. We're like, no way. Sure enough, this puppy is at my house and can open 2 locks and get out of this crate.
Wow.
And it's 12 weeks old. 12 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh,
and I'm tired from a puppy. And we would, the whole night.
Well,
and we had it inside, and my son even slept next to the crate and everything. I'm tired, and we're talking about 15 kids, so I'm preaching to the choir. But the only reason I brought it up is because he's beautiful, like the dogs we have at the station. So
And sadly to say, Ragzell's moved on. It's been almost a couple of years now. I think.
since COVID, since I wasn't there
Well,
though.
that's all right. Lola's ushered in a couple of clones right after that. I mean, she
But
got
I've met
one.
the two other ones, but I didn't know that Rags has.
Yeah, well, she got those two because Ragzell did move on. So
Yeah, nobody told me that part. I just
you're
thought they
funny you
were.
bring that up. Both of them can open doors. Now,
Right.
listen. I'm not talking about just the handle. They can unbolt the deadbolt.
I'm telling you, this dog. I didn't believe it. I'm like, no, they probably left the door open, but it's so cute because it just got lost, and we took care of it, and ends up in the pound, and then continues to come over every single day around the same time of the day. Like, I'm back, found his way across the street, down a couple houses into our backyard every day, and it's kind of heart melting that he keeps coming back to find us. Like, I'm back to see you guys. Remember me? So then the owner was like, "Oh, I'm going out of town. Will you watch my dog?" We're like, "Sure." And then, of course, we love him. Overnight, and the mood changed a little.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Anyway, let's talk about responsibility with LaChelle Adkins, America's Supermom, because I'm sounding like a whiny baby with a beautiful puppy. But by the way, the dog's dad's name is King, and it's averaged to be 120 at the least to 150 pounds. That's why he's only 3 months old.
Wow.
Dog, yeah.
Okay.
I'm not gonna own him. Just babysit part time. Unlike
Okay.
you, America's Supermom.
Yeah, you know what? Pets are a full-time job because you've got to have someone watch them if not there, and it's quite a task.
No, I work
They're
from
like
home a lot, so it's okay. But granted, I have a different background because we have to keep the off the air. And so back to you. So my guest today is also known as America's Supermom. If you're watching virtually on YouTube, just go to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany on YouTube. We can see us live. There's other platforms like LinkedIn and Twitter, but preferably just YouTube. Hit subscribe while you're there, and the notification bell so that you know that we're on live. But she's created a movement to empower women to overcome just stress, depression, and limiting beliefs. And her and her husband have 15 children. 15. It's almost like I have to say it a few times because I want to make sure. Yes, you heard me. 13 of which they had on their own together, and 2 sons from her husband's other relationship. And she's experienced with juggling motherhood, military life, family life, career, and a career in life ministry, which all led for a search for perfection, which was unobtainable. We're gonna get to that. You can't have perfect with all that going on. And so then that acquired to lead to 3 different separate hospitalizations because of depression. So I hate the psychiatric, but mental health worthy, which gotta say, I don't think anyone's going to question why, right? Just from that. Just saying, America's Supermom, but probably some people are thinking only 3.
right.
And she does a lot of things working for groups, coaching, and as an inspirational speaker. And she's got a platform and a bunch of things. And there's more even than just that. And welcome to Moments of Clarity, LaChelle Adkins, aka America's Supermom.
Well, thank you so much for having me, Tiffany. And I'm so glad that we cross paths. We have the same passion when it comes to mental wellness. So I am excited to be here today.
Thank you. And I'm excited to have you. And that reminds me also, I guess we're live on Clubhouse, and my good friend Jason Thomas from IMJ Designs is monitoring that. So if you're listening on Clubhouse and you have any comments or questions, you also, if you're able to call a toll-free number, it's 866-826-1340, 866-826-1340, or leave comments or questions on Clubhouse for Jason to let us know or chime in or message us as well. All these outlets to hear LaChelle's America's Supermom story. So I am dying to go to the beginning, LaChelle. First of all, every time you say moment of clarity, you get a bell. And I had my moment of clarity, But I'm sure everyone wants to know, 13 kids. How did this all start? And did you do this all on purpose? Was it on purpose, or do you just not believe in birth control, or how does this go? Did you want a football team of your own and couldn't afford to buy the Tampa Bay Bucks? Like, what's going on here?
I love that. And, we originally wanted 5 children. So I
Yeah,
am an
yeah.
only.
Well, you got the
I
even
don't have any.
5, but the one before
Yeah,
it. Good. Okay, good. You're an only child?
I'm an only child.
Wow.
So every Christmas, birthday that I can remember, I'm asking for a sibling, and that never happened. So, my belief is be careful what you pray for because you may be the
You
answer to
are,
your own prayer.
and you are not kidding. In life, careful what you ask for sure. But
Exactly. So, my husband and I, we started out, we won 5. We had our first daughter, we met in college. So we had her before we got married and before I finished school. So after, we had her, I really this desire to be a stay-home mom. My mom was an entrepreneur, and the only thing that I remember is that she always worked. She couldn't go to field trips or any of the class parties, things of that nature. And I didn't want that for my kids. So we had our oldest, and the kids just kept coming. And so I
how old
felt
is your
like
oldest?
my
Just
oldest daughter is 29, but our oldest is 32. And they're
so how
all
old
like
is your youngest?
18. The youngest is 8. She just turned 8 in February.
So you're really starting over again. You're
Yeah.
Excuse me for that. My
Every age in between, and they're all like 18 to 20 months apart. So there's no twins or multiple births or anything.
I was just gonna ask that. So you gave birth 13 times
Yeah.
or C-section or all of that.
I
Bless your
had
heart.
11 of them were natural, no pain medicine or anything. And then the last 2, I had to have C-section because I was high risk over 40.
Yeah. Well, imagine after like the 5th or 6th one, they just walk out on their own.
Well, that would be nice, wouldn't it? But no, that's not the case. Okay.
Yeah, well, on our
Everyone
way
is
out.
scary. Okay. I'm so glad I'm done with that. But I would never watch those birthing shows, none of that. I mean, that
Who
would get
does?
me out of the
Nobody
room.
watches that when they're pregnant. Oh my gosh,
Mm-mm.
it's horrifying.
Yeah.
I made the
I
mistake
mean,
of
even now, period. I mean, I just can't do it. I thought that I would probably be not a good person to be in the room with my daughter when she had her first, but I did
why.
surprisingly well. I don't know. I just feel like I just don't have. I could get stressed out,
I was like, well, I would
But I
think
was
more
really
like
calm. I did good.
a
She
lack
ended
of
up having.
compassion after doing
Yeah.
it so many times. Just push. It's like,
You know what? I don't know, but I was like, I don't know. I couldn't watch the show. So I thought, how can I experience this with my kids? But, it really was good. And actually, my youngest was with us when she had her first baby. She was actually in the delivery room with her as well. We all were in there. It was my mom and my youngest and my daughter. And then after so long, my daughter had to end up having a C-section. But we were in there the whole
quite an
time. So,
audience.
yeah.
Yeah, I didn't want an audience. You don't know what's gonna actually. I don't know. Anyway, but ever been pregnant at the same time as one of your children?
Yeah. And that's really what did it for the last child for us to kind of let us know we're kind of done with this. Our oldest son and his wife and myself, we were pregnant at the same time. And
Mhm.
so my oldest grandson is 6 months younger than his baby sister. So that was what we said. We're done with this.
And like pretty soon, a lot of them are going to be older than their nieces and nephews, or younger than like I'm their
Hmm.
uncle, but they're older than me, or whatever it is.
Right. Hmm.
So you wanted 5 children, but then ended up with 15. And you just decided to keep going, or
Yeah, my husband and I just 5 was a lot, as we were having more children. My husband was the only one working. We definitely have a faith-based belief. And after our third one, well, actually, I had a miscarriage in between our third and second child.
You would have
So
had
I had a
16.
miscarriage. Excuse me, what'd you say?
You would have had 16, maybe.
Right, actually, I
Maybe
had 2
had
miscarriages. So I had
17.
one after our
Ooh.
one in between our second and third. And so, after that, it was really rough. They put me on birth control, said that, I really need to try not to have any children for that first year, to give my body time to heal and everything. We ended up getting pregnant on
I'm,
birth control.
I'm sorry for your
So,
losses, though, with the
oh, thank
miscarriages.
you. Yeah, it
I've
it
had a
really
miscarriage, and the medical, their bedside manager is kind of like, yeah, if you're losing the baby, whatever. They don't,
they don't
they,
know.
they don't know how to be I don't know, or that they're just so used to it, but they're just kind of like, yeah, no, the hormones are dropping and you're losing the child, we're gonna have to do this, whatever. Just point
Mhm.
blank medical terms without, at least in my experience, without worrying about how we're feeling and like
So
upset
true.
that we're losing a child, even if it's 9, 12, 3 months, who knows.
So
Anyway, so
true.
I want to say I'm sorry for your losses.
Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, because there is so much that goes on with us mentally. Why did this
Mhm.
happen? Could I have done something different? Was it something I did? I mean, so for someone to just kind of brush it off like that, that is true. And it's
Mhm.
actually you're grieving, and a
Right.
lot of times people, they don't even acknowledge that. They're
Mhm.
like, "Oh, you're young." In my case, I was young, so it's like you can have more kids. I mean, it's just yeah, it's
No,
so
I
much that
completely understand. And
mhm,
not only that, like, you gain weight and then you again to start over, you start to lose the
yeah,
weight. And then if you had told anyone because it was far enough along, you have to tell everyone
right,
that as well. And it's still, I don't know what people believe, but for me, I've felt like, because I have 2 boys, that would have been the daughter, but then I might not have had my youngest son the same exact way DNA-wise. So we
mhm,
still we never, remember, but, so that's a lot on your body and everything, and so
so true.
and I know that you've come a long way, but what led to the hospital site? Wait, let's see, before I ask that question, it's time for our first break. 'Cause
Okay,
I wanna see, like, what exactly led to these hospitalizations, and was it
okay.
the kids? And how holidays went, and hand-me-downs, like, the youngest one got out of luck there, like, "Well, here's all the clothes from 30 years ago. Are they wearing bell bottoms? Did you at least enhance the style? You got the hand-me-downs from your, 32-year-old sibling and your 8 people."
So true.
Stupid questions like that, but callers call in 866-826-1340, 866-826-1340, and we will be back with Moments of Clarity in just a moment after these commercial break, so you stay tuned.
You're listening to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany Werner. We welcome your input at 866 826 1340. Tiffany will be right back after this.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Hello, my name is Lucy Lopes, and I'm a real estate agent that supports ending the stigma on mental health with Moments of Clarity with Tiffany. I am also passionate about helping you buy or sell your home. With times being so difficult, I'm here to help. Contact me at lucylopes.com. That's LUCYLOPES.com. Let me assist you through this pandemic and know that you are not alone.
Hi, this is Tiffany Werner, your host of Moments of Clarity. Living with a mental health disorder is not easy. If you or someone you know are struggling with this, please know it's so important to seek treatment. and I'm here to help. Please visit the website at momentsofclaritywithtiffany.com to view blog posts and resources on this site to help educate and inspire you to take action, because there's no shame in seeking help for mental health. While you're there, please take a few seconds to sign up for my email list. You'll get some extremely valuable educational and entertaining content that can be sent right to your inbox each week. Plus, you'll also get instant and free access to my guide on managing your anxiety. You can also follow me on Twitter at Mocwithtiffany and at Facebook at Tiffany Warner. And once again, the website is momentsofclaritywithtiffany.com. Thank you so much for your support and for listening to your show, because change can only come when we stand together as one.
Are you looking for a great book? If you like to root for the underdog, Joe Potosi's book is a book for you. A real American Odyssey that will grab your attention with its fast-moving narrative. You won't be able to put this masterpiece down. When the Dust Settled by Joe Potosi. Go to Amazon, Barnes & Noble, or Zulin Press.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
We are back to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany Warner. To join in the discussion, call 866-826-1340. Now, here's Tiffany Warner.
Hello, and welcome back. If you're just tuning in, this is Moments of Clarity with Tiffany. My name is Tiffany Warner. I am a licensed mental health counselor, and I'm your host. And today, my guest is talking about overcoming depression, overcoming everything in life. Get yourself together with self-care, sleep, mood, inner voice, laughter, and energy after having 15 children. 15. Yes, 15. Just going to say it 3 times. It's funny. And then experiencing 3 mental health psychiatric hospitalizations for depression. And learning to walk away from the victim mindset and embrace a story mindset to teach others successfully how to overcome obstacles in your life. And it doesn't have to be 15 children to be an obstacle that you need to overcome, but all obstacles. Welcome back to Moments of Clarity. LaChelle Adkins, it was by aka America's Supermom.
All right.
So welcome back, America's Supermom. So where we were going before, and I want to welcome callers. Call in, ask questions. It's okay. 866-826-1340. 866-826-1340. And if you want to just leave comments, you can. We're on Clubhouse. We got Jason from IMJ Designs monitoring comments or questions, or if anybody has a question, a live question to play on air or anything like that as well, or you can call in 866-826-1340 or leave comments or chats on any of the platforms you seeing us live on, and we'll try to do our best to get to them. So before if you call in and ask a question, keep it clean. We don't cuss on the show, by the way. Anyway, so LaChelle, 15 children, and then you got into 3 hospitalizations. So were you suffering from mental health your whole entire life, and then this happened, or was it from having that many children that messed up the serotonin or endorphins, or was life just overwhelming enough where you were pouring from an empty cup because taking care of everyone except yourself, or along those lines? What ended up with the hospitalizations, and did you need more than 3?
Yeah, so I think that's a great question. And, I probably could say yes to all those different scenarios that you mentioned. Is it the change in hormones? Is it, pouring into other people and not refilling my own cup? I mean, the list goes on and on. But really, I think a lot of what I struggled with was the search for being perfect in all things. So I mentioned before, I was an only child. So I was very driven as a high performer when it comes to academics. And so I feel like I had my quote unquote life mapped out for me.
Mm-hmm.
It was all about following that American dream, going to a good school, making good grades, getting a nice career, and, life working out like fairy tale. You get married, you have the house and 2 kids and 2 pets, but that really wasn't my reality. So I got my degree, but for me, I felt like I had to put it on the shelf because as my family grew, I just didn't see how it would be possible for me to compete on my job and be successful and be a mom at the same time. I really felt
Mhm.
like I had to choose.
You have
So,
a degree as well as 15 children?
yeah, marketing through the School of Business at Indiana University.
So while you were homeschooling some of the children, you were studying for college online or
No, I actually got my degree. That's where I met my husband. I was at college. And
oh, so you
so,
did the school first and then you had
yes.
15 children. Well done,
Well,
because a lot
I
of
had my
people
first
start
one. Well, I take that back. I had my first one before I finished college and before we got married. However, I finished up and got that degree, but I just felt like, I wanted to be home with my kids. I just felt I had to. It was a very competitive study that I did through the School of Business. I had to test into that uh, a program. You just didn't decide to be a business major. You had to meet the criteria. So it was just competition all the way around. The curriculum was very rigorous. They ranked really high in terms of
Mhm.
business schools in the United States. And so I just, after that, I felt like, I had to choose. I couldn't keep up that momentum of competing and being a mom. And so I really just I'm just gonna go ahead and be a mom for a while. I will get back to my career, as the kids get older. I think a lot of women struggle with this.
Mhm.
So during my journey I was really dealing with depression for 13 years. It was really having this mask of being all things to all people, not really letting anyone else on the outside know that I was struggling or dealing with feelings of not being fulfilled, feeling like I was a failure. So it
Mhm.
was more an internal problem. And each of my hospitalizations, my husband sought intervention for me because it had got to the point to where, no one on the outside noticed, but within the home, there were just moments where I wasn't sleeping. I was up, nursing the baby. And then before, everybody gets up and it's like, when did you sleep? And it just,
Mhm.
I was
And
just
sleep
running
leads
around
to
on empty.
yeah, you cannot pour from an empty cup. You need to
Mhm.
self-care and getting a good night's sleep. We try our hardest when we're overwhelmed and busy and everything like that, but when we're deep sleep deprived, I mean, they do studies where they torture people in prisons and all that stuff because of sleep deprivation because you can't think straight. And
Can't think right.
and you need that self-care. And then
Right.
not only that, but you said most of your children are about 20 months apart, like one after the next, and not knowing if postpartum depression was kicking in and everything and
Exactly.
yeah. Um so it could have been, the Easter before the egg or well, the depression before
Exactly.
your eggs, so to speak.
Exactly. I
But
mean, it's so true. Yeah.
it might have been one of those times where you might be one of those people that actually said, um, being hospitalized was a break away from all that just to work on yourself, even though nobody
Right.
wants to be hospitalized, but almost like a vacation at a different sort of Holiday Inn for you, like, just a reason to break away where you weren't allowed to feel guilty because 'cause you're in the hospital, you know?
That is so true. Yeah,
I can
no,
imagine.
that definitely is true because really, I mean, my only time away was going to the hospital to have a baby. You know what I mean? Because I nursed my kids, I was with them 24/7. Sometimes I was teaching, they were homeschooled. I mean, the list can go on and on with all the things that I did because my husband was the only breadwinner. He also was
And
in
is
the
he a
military.
veteran? He's in the military,
Yes,
yeah,
he's a
okay.
veteran. Mhm.
And
Yeah.
so what thank you for his service, what branch? Army or
Army. Yeah, he was in the Army and National Guard. He retired as a
oh,
major.
wow,
Mhm.
good for him, and
Yeah.
I have a soft spot for veterans completely. I come from 2 Marines, so It's another story, but yeah. So pouring from an empty cup, we don't do that well. When we don't
Right.
self-care and take time for ourselves, we end up crashing. We
So
just
true.
and starting to get resentful at times
Mm-hmm.
because when we're putting ourselves out there for everyone else, making time for everyone else, and then you ask for one little thing and they're like, we can't, or no, or whatever it is, it's kind of like, or when and that's about tomorrow's show. We're going to be talking about healthy boundaries and setting boundaries for
Yes.
ourselves, and that friends to understand, and colleagues and work and everything, because a lot of people ask a lot from us and
Mm-hmm.
they don't understand how busy we really are. So I want to
Yes.
thank you once again for taking the time to be on Moments of Clarity with Tiffany, because sharing your story is helping so many people, but just to pull yourself away from that for an hour today must have been a lot as well. So I just want to say thank you for that. And so 3 hospitalizations and you're still homeschooling. Your tax return must be awesome. Just saying.
Well, we're not homeschooling now, okay? So I'm done with that. That's a blessing.
Yeah, I mean, but like,
But yeah, we
at tax
do.
time, you get like a compensation for each
Yeah,
child. That's so, not
but
that
you
you did
know,
it for that
hey,
reason, but
I
that's
don't
pretty
think they
funny.
pay me enough. Even the nice tax return. Hey, I'm telling you, it's definitely not. You think about all the sacrifices you're making. You know, it's funny. I have some kids that don't drive still, so I feel like I'm the unpaid Uber driver, taking them to work and
I was gonna bring
practice
that
and
up
the
too.
movie and all that.
Just
Yeah,
even when I was working part-time with just the 2 small children, I felt like a chauffeur. Everyone's like, "Oh, you're a
exactly.
stay-at-home mom," or whatever. No, you gotta drive one, then the other, and then you maybe get
Hmm.
a little bit of time to clean and do laundry, then you gotta pick them up and then take them to the park or to after school care, whatever, then get
So
dinner ready.
true.
Yeah.
Multiply that
And
by 10, because that's how many we have.
yeah, so Jason said, "What kind of car do you drive?"
Oh yeah, I have a small V. It's an Audi Q3. My
Does it
husband
have
got
a
me that as
trailer
a
that you
birthday
pull?
gift.
A
Yeah,
small
I know.
SUV?
We used to have a 15 passenger, but we have kids that drive now. So they have their own car, so I'm able
Yeah.
to have a small it's a sedan. SUV seats 5 people,
Oh,
so
good for you.
I don't have to drive a bus anymore.
And you have a good excuse, by the way, to not take everyone. Back in the day, you probably looked like you were
Right.
taking them on a field trip or human trafficking. Who knows?
Exactly. But,
Just
to
kidding.
be honest, I loved it because I always had room. I always had a stroller or diaper bags or things to keep them occupied. So when I had a bigger vehicle, I loved it because I felt like I had everything, snacks, and you just had to be prepared for travel.
Like a minivan, but I hope
Hmm.
you didn't have all those little stick figurines, like 13 of them with 2 dogs and, like, those ones with Disney hats, and no offense to everyone listening that if you have that, but 15 of them is excessive.
Yeah,
The
I had we had a 15 passenger van because, they would want their friends to come and, then we'd be taking them to soccer. They got to have their bags. I mean, it was just always something. So yeah,
you
I
can
miss that, but I'm glad I don't have to have a large car right now.
mhm. Yeah, okay, still, yeah. I ended up doing something impractical where my car is too small to even fit friends. Oh, darn, another mom has to drive. Just like, Ed's got a question. Ed, hi.
Yeah, I actually had a couple of questions. Do you and your husband ever get a break? Do you have family members that kind of give you guys a day off?
Yeah, we now have built-in babysitters. We
The older
raised them
ones
to
are old
kind of
enough.
yeah, and
Bunch of designated drivers too.
I think we had lots of break. We had lots of. That's how we ended up with 15 children. You know what I'm saying?
Ah, it only takes 5 minutes for some. I don't know. But you weren't
do
taking
you,
any fertilization medication or anything to end up with
No,
triplets
no,
or anything.
yeah.
They're all just one after the next. I have a
have-
friend that has 9, but she's married to a professional baseball player, and all of them have the same birthdays, like June or July, or whatever, because it's an off
Oh
season.
wow,
Like, so every
yeah.
time baseball season's off season, she ended up getting pregnant one after the next, and all the kids were the same months. Like, because 9 months
Wow.
later, when they're off season, boom, another kid, that kind of thing. It's
Wow.
funny.
Have any of them left the nest yet? Would you encourage them to leave the nest when it's time?
Yes.
And do you and your husband ever think of the time where you two will actually be empty nesters?
Yeah,
Well said. I
love
love
that
that. I
question.
love that innuendo. Looking forward to
Yeah,
empty nesting. That should be a book for you to
I
write.
don't think there's ever gonna be an empty nest because our baby is 8, and they have left, and then they come back. So, I'm like, "What is the key to get them out?" And, right now, we have a 24-year-old and a 21. They went off, right before the pandemic, had their own place, and then they're like, the pandemic, they're back home. So, I just remember when I was 18, I was ready to get out. They just
Right.
don't have that same mindset. They're into, enjoying traveling. Like my daughter, who's 24, she's going to Miami for the weekend. So she leaves Saturday and she's coming back Tuesday. And it's like they're into travel, living life on somebody else's dime, right? So I'm like, what's
Are
the
you
key
look,
to that? I don't know.
are you looking forward to being a grandparent one day?
I am a grandparent
Good luck
already.
with the holidays.
You
and
are okay. Well,
How
now
do
you
you
see.
Yeah,
how
I
do you
have
manage
3.
presents and all of that?
Yeah, we make a big deal out of their birthdays because that's their time to be individual.
Mm,
Christmas, we've always just given them 3 gifts, wise men. So it's
Mhm.
nothing really, we don't go all out for that. But their birthdays are the one thing that we feel that's them being able to be their own person.
Independent,
So yeah.
right?
Mm,
Because there's so much attention that they're probably lacking because of having to compete with so many another
so true.
14 kids for attention, but they always have someone to play with. Are all
So
of your
true.
kids well behaved as well? And I know this is I can ask because I'm a mom too, but
Right.
where they can play with each other and you know uh
Yeah.
they're not going to watch the show probably. It's just they're all well behaved, or there's
Oh
some
yeah, I would
one
say,
that needs it a little bit more attention.
yeah, I think they all get along. Do try to instill core values in them to be supportive of each other. They really do take a leadership role with birthdays. They want to decorate, they kind of coordinate who's going to do what kind of party they want. They're very good about, being family oriented. But, I'm an only child. So for me, when they argue, they fight, I'm thinking, do they love each other? But my husband is like, that's what siblings do. So that's the one thing that really kind of gets under my skin. It's
Mhm.
like, can we just get along? I mean, what are we arguing about here? You know,
Well, that's
so
sibling
that's
rivalry,
the thing.
especially.
Yeah,
But then there's a lot of do most of them. We have to take a break, but do most of your children want large families as well?
no.
I
They're
was like,
like,
that's
"No,
no.
we're
Okay.
not doing it." Yeah.
Sometimes when you
They
come
wanna
from a
have,
large,
like, 2 kids. Yeah, they're like, "This is crazy." I
so
think it's
wait,
the responsibility that they don't, that's the thing.
did they feel like they went without because there's so many?
Not at all. Now that's the thing that I thought is really, yeah, we let each of them be their own individual. They've been horseback riding, or, they do soccer or pottery, whatever they like, we let them be the leaders of that. We just limit it to one thing per person. So that's
Wow.
been something. Yeah.
I want to get some tips on parenting like that. First of all, ask questions to the audience. Any questions? 866-826-1340. 866-826-1340. You can leave comments on any of the lives platforms that we've got going on, as well as um, message us after on replay. And
Mhm.
but coming back and finding out, how do you do this? How does it make you feel? And then what did you do moving forward to help others? And we'll be back to answer those questions in just a moment. Please stay tuned. We'll be back with moments of clarity after this.
We will return to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany Warner after these messages.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
If you are like most people, you worry with the financial challenges you face today. How do you protect your family from financial ruin? How will you reduce your liabilities and get out of debt sooner? And how can you deal effectively with the constant changes in your job, your career, and your business? Overcoming your financial challenges is like building a house. You must build from the ground up. You must learn how to make more money, save more money, grow your money, and protect your money. Forever Forward Financial specializes in teaching you these 4 basic money skills so you can achieve your dreams and end your worry. Call us today and schedule your complimentary, no-obligation meeting to discuss your needs and concerns. Call Scott Bigley at 727-422-7761.
Are you having trouble staying sober after you've completed rehab and need a positive environment to help you continue sobriety? At Real Recovery Sober Living, we strive in both community and environment for men in early sobriety to help support you while in early recovery. For only $750 a month, we cover everything you need when it comes to a safe, clean, and accountable environment necessary for success in sobriety. Check out our website at realrecoveryfl.com. That's realrecoveryfl.com. We have 6 locations in Tampa, St. Petersburg, Clearwater, Brandon, North Tampa, and Bradenton, because everyone deserves a quality, sober living.
Hi, this is your host, Tiffany Warner from Moments of Clarity with Tiffany. I want to thank you for all your support on ending the stigma on mental health for over the past 7 years and with over 600 episodes, as well as several award nominations and placing as a finalist in 3 categories on the People's Choice Podcast Award last year. If you're listening to this on audio, please visit and subscribe to my YouTube channel at Moments of Clarity with Tiffany and enjoy viewing previous shows in case you miss any live. If you're interested in advertising and would like to promote your company, it is affordable and an effective way to get your company the attention it deserves. I also welcome potential guests as well, and all information can be found on my website at mocwithtiffany.com. Thank you again for your continued support, as change can only come when we stand together as one. Hi, this is Tiffany Warner, your host of Moments of Clarity. I'd like to give a shout out to musician-songwriter Don Lawson, who wrote, produced, and performed all the vocals and instruments on my Moments of Clarity theme song. Don gained his inspiration as a mental health counselor himself. He's always looking for artists to record his songs, and you can hear more of Don's music at reverbnation.com/Don Lawson. You can also check him out on Twitter at Don Lawson Music. Thank you so much, Don, for your contribution to Moments of Clarity and ending the stigma on mental health. It's awesome.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Now back to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany Warner, licensed mental health counselor. To engage in the conversation, call 866-826-1340. Here's Tiffany.
Hi, and welcome back to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany. I'm Tiffany Warner, licensed mental health counselor and your host. And we have America's Supermom, which I lost you on video, LaChelle. I don't know what happened, but if you can turn your camera back on, or if you might have to log out and come right there you are. Hey, well done.
Okay.
LaChelle Adkins has mothered 13, but has 15 children. Her husband is retired as a major in the Army, veteran family, and she's done so much. This is a fun show. If you are just tuning in, hit the replay on YouTube, because if it talks about a woman being, or anyone being able to handle a lot, this is the story of how we handle our situations define our character, for sure. And you've handled it very well. America's Supermom. You deserve that title, for sure. And welcome back to Moments of Clarity, LaChelle Adkins, aka America's Supermom. So one of the questions in the YouTube comments was, how big is your house? And it says, first of all, he said, how big is your house? And he also says, you're a marvelous woman, LaChelle. I would go to the hospital myself as a break from stressful reality. I know. Sometimes I wonder what mental health diagnoses I would fake just to get in. Like I wouldn't want to be on suicide ward or watch. So I know that I wouldn't want that. But to
Mhm.
like pretend that everyone on television is cheering for me, or I don't know,
Mhm.
eating disorder, so they make me eat more so I get better food. I don't know. I don't know. There's
You
something.
know, I mean, there's so many different things I think that we all struggle with, really.
Oh,
And,
everyone has something.
yeah.
Everyone has something. Yes.
Mhm. Mhm. And just having that moment of, clarity, as you say, to kind of have the reality about, I think the biggest game changer for me after those hospitalizations was realizing that, I was giving my power away. I was
Mhm.
blaming my kids, my husband, circumstances for my situation. But the
Mhm.
moment I took back my power and, really owned the things that were going on, whether I felt they were self-inflicted or not, that's when I really began to walk my power and understand that, I have the ability to choose how I want to show up for myself and other people.
Yes. Yes, and it's all about that. You can choose where you wanna set, and that's what we're gonna be talking about tomorrow with boundaries and choice.
Mhm.
We have the ability to, and as an only child, you might have become a people pleaser and
Mhm.
wanting the
Mhm.
perfectionism and everything, wanting people to be pleased because that's how, like, a lot of only children, they want to please their parents, they want to please others. They don't have this sibling rivalry always coming at them, so the
Right.
friends that they make, they want to please, and it's hard for people to, as adults, to say no when they're people pleasers from trauma, from anything. That's a whole different show,
Mhm.
but I hope that's not why you ended up with 15 kids. Sorry. Being a
Well,
people
and I
pleaser.
think, you bring up a good point because, not having siblings, I didn't really learn what it was like to kinda compare,
Uh-huh.
or to feel like I wasn't measuring up. I was just always going after what I wanted and receiving it. I
Right.
didn't really have any competition, and so,
And
as I
back in the
grew
day,
up.
there was no social media where you can go on Instagram and be like, "I
Right.
don't look like that," or Facebook, or "I don't want my family together like that."
Exactly.
So there was no comparison like that as well. So,
Mhm. Well,
but
the only ones you would get is like, did you make honor roll or not? Were you on the list? Did you make it to the top, so to speak? So when I was able to accomplish those, I didn't really, think anything else, and I think that was the hardest thing was to believe it, everything should work out as planned. If you study hard, you should get the attitude I had. So
Mhm.
when you have a family and you can't control the elements of them doing what you say, that can be crazy. Okay. Because if you're
Mhm.
attaching your worth and value to them doing things the way you quote unquote believe they be done, that's where the disconnect comes with you going down that spot of attaching your worth and value to things that are outside of your control.
Right. And
Mhm.
that's the thing, is that we can only control ourselves. We can't control anyone else. God gave us free will. So how we react to
Mhm.
situations, what we do with them, and what we decide to, how did we decide to set boundaries or work on ourselves, we can control how we react to those things. We only have 4 minutes
Mhm.
left. This could have been a 2-hour part series. I know that you're doing so much outreach, and that Henry County Schools also in a national 30-day organizational campaign alongside Rachel Ray, an organizing group. Peter Walsh did some things with you. Where's a place, because you've got all of these things that you've done to outreach, your website, that we can find everything that just market yourself as much as you can in 2 minutes for me, please.
Yeah, well, you can find me everywhere. You can just go America Supermom, and I'll tell you, I got pages. But I'm all about really empowering women to help them with the strategies and tools that they need in order to be successful. It could be the everyday things that could take us out, make us feel like, man, could I have spent my time better, or regretting what we didn't do with our kids for the day because we're so busy trying to accomplish
Uh-huh.
all these unrealistic goals and aspirations. So I'm all about really taking the time to really give them the tools and strategies that will help them just with everyday practical things.
That's
So
great.
you can find me everywhere. I'm on Facebook, Instagram. I mean, you name it, I'm there.
America's Supermom, aka LaChelle Adkins, or I was gonna say LaChelle Adkins, aka America's Supermom, but I don't know which one comes first. Like you identify as like both no matter what.
Yeah, because,
And it's been
I think I really grew into my brand. I had a UK coach when I first started doing coaching. And I had a segment that was done here in Atlanta with the news when we were pregnant with our 14th baby. And the name of the segment was Supermom. So when I had this coach, she had me bring all of my information to her and all my media things that I've done. And so she saw that segment and she was like, well, you're America's Supermom. So that's how we got the name. But, I've kind of grown into it because for me, it defines my own American dream. I
hey,
now understand that I could be a successful business person and a mom at the same time. So
well
it's
done. Just
really
like
grown.
what you were saying that your mom wasn't able to for you. We have
Right.
to wrap up, Michelle. The show goes by fast. You did amazing.
Thank
I would
you.
like to have you back again, and I just have to
Absolutely.
close up the show, or Ed's gonna cut us off anyway. Thank you so much for your time. Hang tight and stay with me. We'll be back tomorrow, every Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, 12 to 1 p.m. Live, and please tune in. Tomorrow's going to be a great show, and please be kind to yourself and a stranger. You never know what they're going through. Thanks to everyone for watching. Thanks for everyone that's supporting the team. Thank you, definitely, Ed and America's Supermom. All the stories have empowering meaning that know that it's okay to not be okay, and it's okay to make mistakes along the way, and it's okay to figure things out as you go, and how you channel those obstacles. It defines your character. See you guys tomorrow, and thanks
Bye,
so much.
everybody.
Moments of clarity. Now I hear moments of clarity. Don't put yourself down. Time for a change. Believe in yourself. Time to rearrange. Be your best friend. Bring hope to your day. Lose your critic. Get out of your way. Now it clicks. Moments of clarity. Now I hear moments of clarity. Now I get it, moments of clarity. To yourself be kind, it will please your mind. Find your joy, trust in you. Put in the time, you'll see how you grow. Many kinds of love you get to define. Find self-love, your soul will align. Now it clicks, moments of clarity. Now I hear